Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 6.13. 12 questions have already been solved. Chapter 6, Interest and Bond Valuation, Managerial Finance by Lawrence Gitman. 6.13. So dear guys, this is the question where we are starting a technical calculation or bond valuation. In last question we have seen and understood that there are two types of cash flows. Let's write down them. One of which is when you are receiving your cash, so it would be cash flow but inward. And then you have seen cash flow, still it's a cash flow but outward. Inward mean when you are receiving cash, outward mean when you are paying your cash, flow means when you are paying this cash continuously, like installments received or installments paid, like insurance premium received and paid. So, or interest you are receiving or you are paying continuously after a regular period of time. So, it would be considered as flow. So when you are receiving cash in a flow, it would be cash flow inward. When you are paying your cash in a sequence, so it would be cash outward. The second thing which we have learned in previous question was look at the volume of flow or sequence of flow. In this first category, what you are looking at is all of the cash flows are having the same amount. First year 5,000, second year 5,000, third year 5,000. Here in C category of asset, you can see that first four cash flows are different and fifth is different. And in D category, you can see that this asset does have 1 to 5. That means 5 cash flows are same, but sixth cash flow is different. In E, each and every cash flow is different. So by observing it, we are learning if cash flows are having absolute same amount or cash flows are having different amounts. So these would be two categories. Cash flow, whatever it is, inward or outward, but this cash flow is having same amounts or it is having different amounts. These would be two categories with which you will decide how to solve your question. In case if you have same amount of all the cash flows, as I have shown you that these are three amounts but having the same values. For this simple, what you will do, cash flow would be divided by small r, rate of interest. Actually size is not enough. Let's make an appropriate size. Okay, so I think size is 16. Let's make it a little larger. Okay, we have this formula for what when amounts are same. You will start your bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r and raised to power n. This is actually raised to power and we'll have to change it to make it power. A little formatting is needed. Kindly keep it in mind, it's important. Instead of writing them as it is, we should write it as it should be shown in your formula. So this is your formula, 1 minus 1 over 1 plus r raised to power n. This is formula when amounts are same. Kindly note it and you will be using it. In case we have different amount, each cash flow has different value. How you will start? Just give it first break. Instead of this, why not we should take once it would be difficult, but after writing the first one, we will have opportunity to copy and paste. So from here we will choose equation tool, and that would be this fraction. Okay, above of it, let's choose a size. We need to have larger one. Instead of 11, let's make it 18. Okay, now it is visible to you. So here you will write cash flow first, and then start your bracket 1 plus r and raise to power 1 for first installment, and this first is needed to make it as power. Again, formatting is needed. Let's make it superscript. I'm sure that you have learned how to make it. So for first installment, you do have this value. Let's take it over here. After this, we will have our second installment or second cash flow. For that, we will use a sign plus, and why the size has been changed, let's make appropriate size. Okay, so this is the way you will write your second installment, and then you will be writing your third one, and again you will be using sign for plus, and let's make it plus. Little gap is needed. Alright guys, so in this way you have completed it. This is your third, and let's change, it is your second year, and here it would be considered as your third cash flow. Okay, size is being changed, which is not encourageable. I need to make it little larger size. Let's see if it is doing. Actually, it has been changed by itself. Okay, so at what extent you will go? This is your first cash flows, then second, third. In this way, it is continuous. To which extent you will go? To the point where we are asked to go. That means number of years would decide how many formulas you will write in single asset. As you can see that we are having one first year, second year and third year. Let's see the question. You do have 3 years over here, then 5 years, then we have 6 years. So it would be decided by the instructions given in your question. If these are 5 years, you will write 5 different formulas. If these are 3, you will write 3. If these are 6, you will write 6. Now make your mind what we have up to. If you have same cash flows, no need to write separate formulas. You will use single formula to calculate your value of asset or present value of asset. When you have different cash flows, you will have to write these cash flows in different way. And here, suppose this is your first cash flow, and we need to make it first as well. So I'm going to write it according to formula, and it should be subscript. So here you have seen this is your first, then second, and then third. Right now we have just introduced our formulas. So let's close it down and we are now going to solve our questions. Let's mark it as these were introductory statements. Okay. So from here we will start our question part A. Let's get back. This is your part A when you have three different years and three different cash flows. We have required rate of return and now decide whether the cash flow amount are same or different. So obviously it is visible, all amounts are same. You can use, now keep it in mind, at the same time you can use this formula or this formula. This is your option. And just for the learning purpose we will use same formulas right now. So first formula for A part, instead of writing it again, we are putting it as it is. Now you need to put the amount. For first part, your cash flow is equal to 5,000. Your rate of return is also mentioned in your question, and that rate of return is 18%. So write down 18%. And then number of years are also mentioned. Go back to the question and you can see that we do have three number of years, three different cash flows. So N would be considered as 3. So in this way all inputs are ready and now we are open to put them in our formula. Cash flow amount is 5,000. Write down 5,000. Please follow this formula. Then you need to divide it with R, and that is 18%. 18 divided by 100 means 0.18, and then you will open your bracket, follow the formula 1 as it is, then minus, again you will be putting 1 and then it would be divided by 1 plus R. R is 18%, which is 0.18. We have considered it. You can also write it as 18 divided by 100, that is 0.18. So please, whenever I am writing 0.8, understand it that we have already divided it with 100. So come back to our formula. We have 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus 1 divided by bracket start, and you need to add 1 plus R. 1 plus 0.18, it would be 1.18, and then you have to write the number of years. N is 3. Okay, and we need to make it power. So let's arrange it and make it visible as raised to power. Alright, so in this way our formula has been completed. Now we are open to put it on our calculator. So what you will write, start your bracket 5,000 divided by 0.18. This is how you will put in your calculator. Multiply, again start your bracket, 1 minus start bracket 1 divided by, again start bracket 1.18, raised to power sign is this, and 3 is your raised to power. Close all your brackets. So note it down, or you can take the screenshot how you will put it on your calculator. The formula is in front of you and we have posted the amounts. These are also visible, but how to put it on your calculator, you will write in this way. So we have got our first amount and that is visible over here, 10,871, and our answer is also 10,871. So this is the first way to calculate the value of asset, or current value or present value of an asset. I am going to make a little distance over here so that it should be visible in proper way. So please note it down how you have calculated, how you have posted, and how you have put it in your formula or in your calculator. Look how many brackets I have put. Every bracket is important, every sign is important, otherwise your calculator will give an error. This is how you are calculating present value of an asset. And our question requirement is also to calculate the present value. Using the information provided in the following table, find the value of each asset. So first value has been calculated, that is 1087. Now the second option, I was telling you that you can use both formulas. If amounts are similar, you should have priority of using this collective formula. You can also use this formula as well. Since we have already worked hard to write it, now it's not the problem for us. So simply what you will do, we are putting this formula over here. So now all cash flows are similar. Since your first cash flow is 5000, okay, instead of writing it, we can use it as reference so that you can know it. And second way, you will be putting that amount. So what is first cash flow? That is 5000. Put 5000 over here. Then one would remain same. R is rate, and that is 0.18, while it was first year, so we have already written 5000. Okay, how many cash flows we do have in our question? These are three different installments or three different cash flows. So let's take our second cash flow, and for which what you will do, you will use 2 for it. Okay, and now you will be using it to post the amount. Second cash flow would remain same, that is 5000. 1 plus R, that means you will put 0.18 raised to power 2. So in this way you will complete it. Okay, just putting the sign of adding. So our second inflow is ready, and you are also needed to put sign of plus over here. After putting it, what you will do, you will go for third one as well. Why? Because we have three different cash flows. Our last cash flow would also be 5000, as we have the same cash flows. So put 5000 over here. Our rate of interest is 0.18, it would remain same, and we are up to third year. Okay, we have posted the amount. Let's put it over here, and here we were supposed to write the formula. So let's write down our formula as well. Since we are at an understanding stage, you are humbly requested to please make your mind to learn it well, no matter how much time we will take, but surely we will understand of posting and putting the values. This is your second way to calculate your asset, value of your asset, either posting your amount collectively in single formula, or you can post amount individually in three different formulas. The only thing you are changing is the values. Formula is same, CF divided by 1 plus R raised to power n. This is the formula, and you will continue to write this formula for what extent you will follow the number of years. For first part, as you can see, we do have three different cash flows, 3 years of cash flows, and we have same amount. And both options we have used either when your when you do have your cash flows, value of your cash flow same, you can use this formula. When your cash flows are having different values, you can use this formula. But what we have done over here, we have used both formulas. It means the ultimate purpose of these formulas is same. You will be calculating present value either by this or this. But keep it in mind, when your cash values or your cash flow values are different, you cannot use this collective formula. This formula can be used either amounts are same or different. So this is multi-purpose formula. After putting these values, we are now open to put them on our calculator. First value is 5000. You need to divide it with what? 1 plus 0.8 is 1.18, and then you will put raised to power 1. So this is your first value. Then second value, come over here, write down again 5000 divided by 1.18, but raised to power would be 2. This is your second formula. And now let's put our third formula. Again, sign of add 5000 divided by 1.18 raised to power 3. So we have got our all formulas on calculator. Please note it down how to put these on calculator. Brackets are very important. Signs are important. How to put your raised to power. In this way you have calculated the value, and as you can see, the first and second option is absolutely same. I'm very sure that you understood that both formulas are same if values are having same values. Please understand, when you have same values of cash flows, you can use both formulas. Let me arrange it. And when your amounts are different, you are bound to use only this formula. When amounts are same, I am writing it for so many times. When amounts are same, you are bound to write this formula only. And when amounts are different, you can use this formula as well. Amounts are different, but in this case you will use amounts are different only. And kindly note that not for same, not for when amounts are, please, my system is not helping. Okay, it came out. When amounts are same, not for different amounts. So hopefully you will note it down. If amount is same or different, you can use it. But this formula will be used only when cash flows are same, not for different amounts. This formula will not work if cash flows are different. A part has been sorted out. Now we are going to see what B part is saying to us. Let's go back and see what B part is saying. 1 through infinity, it means your number of years are not mentioned over here, and 300 is your cash flow. Required rate is 15%. Come to the formulas. Okay, when you have no idea how many number of years you have, so simply what you will do, just take this formula. As cash flows are same, I have told you When amounts are same or cash flows are same, you can use this formula. We do have same cash flows. Instead of writing amounts, cash flow is good word to write when your cash flows are same, not for different cash flows. Alright, so in the similar way, here we have cash flow. Since we will use this word, that is why I am writing, so that your understanding can be better. Cash flows are different, cash flows are same. Just putting these formulas over here. Alright, now B part has been started, and as I have told you that cash flows are similar, so you can put this formula over here. Just we need to make little space in between these values. Okay. Why we are using this formula? Because 300 is same amount of amounts of cash flows. So simply you will put this formula. Now please understand that we don't have value of number of years 1 to infinity. When you will put infinity in place of this n, whole this value would become 0. And what would we have? CF divided by small r, and that would be your formula. In case when n is equal to infinity, it means you cannot put any value in place of n. So this whole formula from 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r raised to power infinity, it means this whole formula would be cancelled and we will have only CF divided by r. In this case, case number B we are discussing, cash flows are 300. So you can put values over here. Your cash flow is equal to 300 and rate of interest is 15% or rate of return. Alright. CF 300, rate 15%, and you can see that on your question 300 cash flow, 15% rate of interest. Put these values over here. 300 divided by R. R is what? 15%. 15 divided by 100, that means 0.15. You can write. Statement is completed. Now let's put it on our calculator. So this way your amount has arrived as 2000. Let's check it out. What value was given? Look, our answer is 2000. So we have got second answer as well. Step by step we are completing it. For this part, the main thing to understand is this infinity. When your number of years are infinity, that you can put it as 0. Calculator will give you an error when you will put 0 or infinity over here. And in this way, when you have got error in 1 plus r, 1 divided by error would become error, 1 minus error would also become an error. In this way, this whole value would be nil and not effective. We would have only single formula CF divided by r, but consider it when you have your n is equal to infinity. You will get CF over r. B part is completed. Now let's see what C part is saying. The first thing, whenever you want to calculate the present value, the first thing which you will observe whether the values of cash flows are similar or different. So go to 6 point, C point. We do have 5 different installments, 5 different cash flows, where all cash flows 1 to 4 are having 0 value. and we do have fifth value 35,000. Okay, for that what we will do, we will use these formulas. We will pick them and using for C part over here, since we do have how many cash flows in C part? 5. I was telling you that only first step was difficult when you were writing it. Now we are in little ease where we will just copy and we'll write our formulas. So here we need to change it, since we have 5 different cash flows. Okay, that's I don't understand why size changes, and that's I don't like. So let's delete it and use this. Let's see if size changes. Okay, put it over here. For next, the only thing which you will alter would be your number of cash flow and number of year. It would become 4. For this cash flow, again we are going to change the number. It would be fifth, and in the similar way you will change raised to power as well, 5. Okay guys, look, within few seconds we have completed our formula for 5 different cash flows. Come to C part again. We have 1 to 5 different cash flows. When you have amounts present over here, it's coincidence or it's the C part where your cash flows are 0. But since we have 5 different cash flows, we will follow the formula and we are going to put the amount. Now please consider that for first 4 installments your cash flows 0. It means answer of first cash flow would be 0. Answer of second cash flow would also be 0. Third cash flow you will get 0 answer. Fourth cash flow you will get 0 answer. And for fifth cash flow we are posting the amount. Okay, let's bring it over here. This is your fifth cash flow. Why we are getting 0 answer? Because first 4 cash flows were having value as 0. So when 0 you will divide with whatever the value is written in denominator, you will get answer as 0. For fifth value, let's start posting the amount over here. Your fifth cash flow is written in your question. Let's see how much value of fifth. This is 35,000 with 16%. Put value 35,000 and rate of interest is 16%. So what you will do, 16 divided by 100, 0.16, and since its fifth value, raised to power would be fifth. We will get 0 answer over here, 0, 0, 0, 0. Why? Because cash flows for all 1 to 4 are 0. When on nominator we have 0, whatever would be present in denominator, we will have the value 0. Last value we have 35,000, but it's for fifth year. Finally, we will be putting it on our calculator. Simply 35,000 divided by, starting your bracket, 1 plus 0.16, it would become 1.16, and raised to power 5 you will put. close your bracket. Please note it down how we have posted the amount on calculator. 35,000 divided by bracket start. Then we have added it 1.16 raised to power 5. We have got our final answer, and that is 1,663. Let's get back to the question, and C part is having answer 1,663 mention. It means our three parts completed. Let's mark it as it has been done. Writing these formula on Excel will take time. Otherwise, once you have written this formula, everything would be very easy for you because we are copying and just pasting it. Now we will start our D part. Let's get back to the question and see what D part is saying to us. So we have D part 1 through 5, 1500, 12%, and 6th cash flow is 8500. So instead of going up and down, we will note it down for D part. 1500 is your cash flow, and this cash flow is from which year? 1 to 5. Just noting it down, 1 to 5. And your 6th cash flow does have the value. Your 6th is having 8500. Just note it down, 8500. My system is little slow, and 16% is required rate of return. Just note it down. Let's check it out if it is 16%. So we do have, it is teasing me. Okay, 12%. It is not, rate is 12%. System is little slow. It's not going up and down easily. Alright guys, we have written the formula. Now decide which formula you will use. Formula for same cash flows. Look, when cash flows are same, you will use this formula. When cash flows are different, you will use individual formulas. And here there is trouble. From 1 to 5 you have same, 6 is different. You can use both. As I have told you that individual formulas can be used when cash flow amounts are same or different. So you can use both formulas. First we will use individual formulas. For that, as we have already written these formula, instead of writing them again and again, we will choose this formula, individual formulas, and we are going to paste them in D part. All formulas would be written, and noted down we have 6 as well. So another valuation formula would be used over here just by changing its 6th cash flow. So just write down 6, as well as you will change the raised to power as well. So why we have used six formulas? Because I was telling you that your number of cash flow is the main factor of choosing how many formulas you will write. And in our question, please observe 1 to 5 and then 6. We have 6 different cash flows. Okay, at this stage I'm repeating the same thing. You can use individual formula and collective formula as well, because we have 5 same amounts and 6 amount is different. These individual formulas can be used when amounts are same. These individual formulas can also be used when amounts are different or same. In both cases you can use this formula. So let's start putting the values. So first value would be posted over here. Your first cash flow, as you can see from 1 to 5, it is same. You will be writing 1500 over here. For first, rate is 12%. 12% mean 12 divided by 100, and you can post 0.12 and raised to power 1. That's okay. Okay, now this formula would be used for second as well. We must have space. So let's make little space as well. I had taken this from here. Let's choose it to be here as well. Okay, let's start posting amounts in second formula. We do have second cash flow, same 1500. As you know that cash flows are same. Oh, what the hell, vanished. Okay, it had come back. 1500 was the amount of cash flow. Again, you will change your rate of interest, rate of return 0.12. Okay, and second installment. So that's okay. For third, we will use same values except the value of n would be changed, and now instead of 2 we have 3. Understanding it? Third cash flow similar because 1 to 5 cash flows are same 1500 first, second, third, and we will use same up till 5 only by changing the value of n. So come over here. Here only nth value would be altered. Now it is 4. 4 statements are completed. Now let's put value in our fifth statement. Over here 1500 would remain same as from 1 to 5 we have 1500. Value of n would be altered only from 4 to 5. So guys, your attention is needed at this level. Please note it down for sixth value. Here it has been said that sixth cash flow has been changed from 1500 to 8500. So just change your cash flow as well as your nth value, which was 5, and now you will put 6. Okay. Yes, it has arrived. So guys, we have changed the values. Please note it down carefully how to put amounts in it. Manually, obviously, you will have to write everything over here. So the time which you will take could be more than that, the time we are taking in Excel, because here we are just copying and pasting. Here is your most important part, how to put these values on your calculator. There are two ways. Just calculate first cash flow answer, write down here, then second cash flow, third, fourth, five, and sixth cash flows, right, and put their answers over here. The next step would be to add all values. But I need your attention. You can put all the values present in front of you on calculator at the same time. Simply what you will do, start your bracket and follow this formula. 1500, it is going to be divided by 1 plus 1.12 mean 1.12 raised to power 1, close your bracket. Understood? And this is your first. Then you will be starting your second value. for second value, okay, one thing I need to do is to copy it instead of writing again. See what had happened. Instead of this one, you will be putting 2. Please note it down. 1500, 1500, 1 plus 1 plus 0.12, 0.12. The only thing change is this raised to power 1 and 2. And you have just changed the raised to power. Okay, then again add and put the next value. The only thing which you will alter is this 3. Okay, next, the only thing you will change would be 4, and again put the next value and write down it as 5. Next value, you will change two things because we are at this stage 8500. First you will change nth value, that now is 6, and your amount of cash flow is also changed. It is now 8500. Please note it down how we will put it on our calculator. So here your answer would arrive. It's taking time. Look at here, I have clicked and it had taken 10 to 15 seconds. So 9713 is your answer for D part. 9713, and D part has been sorted out. This was your answer, and I am just willing to let you know how to write it again in a quick way. Simply what you have done, you have opened your bracket, 1500 divided by 1.12 and raised to power 1. This is what you have done. Then again plus, and you have taken it and write down over here. Just by changing the power, make it 2. Again plus, changing the power 3. Now you will be looking how quick this can be. 4, and then you have changed the power 5. Then for last installment you have changed two things. First, cash flow was turned 8500 and your raised to power become 6. Why I have written it? Because in this way it has not vanished and you can follow it on your calculator. You can pause your video over here, read it down carefully and make your mind how to put these statements on your calculator. And in this way you can calculate the value. Look, this is a huge amount. Instead of calculating it one by one, it would take extra amount. Please note it down what you will write on your calculator. How to put bracket, how to put raised to power, how to close your bracket, how to add the sign, and finally you have got your answer by putting it. We have posted the same amount which you can see over here, with which you have completed your calculation. 9713 is your answer. So let's mark it as it has been done. Please note it down. This was your D part when statements are different. Over here it may take a time, but I am really willing to show you that collective formula was also available to use it. This was your collective formula, and it would take less than a minute if my system will cooperate. Okay, we have posted this formula and you can see 1500, 1500, 1500 and 1500, all values are same. So we can use this formula when values are same. This question would be divided into two parts. Keep it in mind, this is an alternative way. You may use it or you may not use it, but I am willing to transfer this skill to your side as well, that you may have option to use it. Cash flows were 1500, same for 5, then you need to divide it with rate of return, that was 0.12. Start your bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r, that would be 1.12, and raised to power how much? Because you have same values from 1 to 5, so you will put raised to power 5. Let's make it raised to power. Actually system is little slow and it is irritating me. Okay, make it raised to power by script. I'm sure you are now well aware how to make raised to power on Excel, and we have made it subscript, while we need to make it superscript, which is present over here. So this becomes raised to power. Okay, note it down how to put these on formulas, and why size changes, it's mystery for me since I don't have Microsoft Excel, so sometimes it irritates. Let's put it on our calculator. Just by altering the value at start is equal to, put brackets, and we need to put a sign of multiplication. 1 minus 1, again a bracket is needed over here. This raised to power we will write in this way, close both brackets. Okay, and one more bracket is needed. Okay, this is the way you will put your values in collective formula, because from 1 to 5 your values were same, 5 4 1 7, and for last you will use these values, and we will post them over here. So please understand what we are going to do. This value which we have calculated was for first 5 cash flows, and for sixth cash flow, as it was different, we are now going to get its answer. 8500 would be divided by 1.12 raised to power 6. Close your bracket. So we have got our answer for sixth, and finally what you will do, you will add both, and now it's not working. Okay, so for 5 different cash flows you were having answer 5407.16, and you need to add 4306.36 for fifth value. Okay, and here you will add both. First you have 4306, and then you will add 5407. So you have got the same answer. Look, 9713 and 9713. With both formulas we have calculated the same answer. It's up to you. You can use individual formulas or you can use collective formula as well. So please make your mind calculation of value of asset. If we have two options, both options can be used if we have a comprehensive skill to use these formula. In D part we were having 1500, 5 cash flows were same. When cash flows were same, you were able to use your collective formula, and this was your collective formula, and you have calculated the value over here. And at the same time your sixth cash flow was different. you have used individual formula. So it was a hybrid system with which what you have done, using collective formula and individual formula at the same time, and you were able to calculate your values. First five cash flows were same. You have used collective formula. Your sixth cash flow was different. You have used individual formula, and adding these answer you will get the same answer. Or at the same time, please note it down. This is an open option. Whether amounts are similar or different, you can use this formula. Individual formulas, collect it, sum it up, and you will get the answer. So in this way, we have used hybrid formulas and individual formulas, getting the same answer 9713 and 9713. Which part it was? We have completed D part, and now let's see what next part is saying. E part, where every installment is different. So please note it down. Collective formula cannot be used. I am repeating, collective formula cannot be used because there is no similarity in any of the cash flow. So collective formula would not be used. It is E part, and we need to write down the values in E part. But before that, we need to note it down how many installments we have. So let's go back, and unfortunately system is not responded well, and there would be a little time that would be used. Let's make our mind 2, 3, 5, 7, 23, 57, 41. We will try to put it. These are 23, 57. Again, I have forgot. Let's see them again because it is important. We will note it down, all the statement 23, 57, 41. So you will write 41 as well. So first installment, first cash flow was 2000. Then we have 3000. It's 3000. Then we have 5000, after which we have 7000. Then we have 4000. Then we have 1000. So number of installments we have noted it down, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cash flows. Rate of interest is also required to be noted down, that is 14%. Less R is equal to 14% or 0.14. 14%, 14 divided by 100, and 0.14. Now let me ask a very simple question at this stage. What formula you will use? Collective formula, individual formulas, or hybrid? I am very hopeful that someone of you will give the correct answer. Hybrid formulas cannot be used. Collective formulas cannot be used. Why? Because no similarities in cash flow. So in this way we can use, we do have only one option. These individual formulas will be used. Why this collective formula will not be used? Because there is no similarity. So it means hybrid would also, we will not be able to use because not a single value of cash flow is similar. So please note it down. Hybrid formulas would not be used. Collective formula would not be used. Only individual formulas we can use, and instead of writing them again and again, let's pick them if they can be picked. Okay, it's not picking. Second, and then we have third, fourth, fifth, and sixth formula. Okay, same formulas would appear over here. So there is little ease. Thankfully, all formulas are copied. And what we will do, these individual cash flows are already present. Let's start posting our amount. So this cash flow, okay, why not to use these statements as well? We will just alter them afterward to save our time. Okay, let's see if time can be saved. Put these formulas over here, and we are now going to change values according to these. Look, first cash flow was 2000, and we are going to alter it 2000. As you can see, rate was 14%, so just change 14. First installment, first cash flow is completed. Second cash flow 3000, put 3000, and you need to change the rate, which is 14. Second is completed. Now for third, amount would be 5000. Look how easy it had become. We are just changing 14%, but obviously when you will be writing on your copy or paper, you won't be able to do this. So your time is required to be managed accordingly. 1.14, we are just changing the cash flow value. In this stage we do have 4000, and downward we will change the rate, which is now 14%. Last cash value is 1000, and now it is taking time. We do have last value as 1000, rate is 14%. Alright guys, look, these values we have taken from the question. First cash flow 2000, second cash flow 3000, 5000, 7 and 4, 1000. Rate was given 14%. 14 divided by 100.14. In place of this R rate, we have changed the rate as well. And it was first cash flow raised to power 1, second cash flow raised to power 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Statement has been completed. Now we will see how to put it on our calculator. Simply you will start your bracket. Again, we have everything present over here, but it would be a mess. So why not we should write it by self. 2000 divided by, start your bracket, 1 plus 0.14, it would be 1.14, and raised to power is needed to post as 1. We will change it accordingly. Just need to change the value, and here raised to power is needed to make as superscript. Let's get back and use this tool to make it raised to power. Superscript we are using. So in this way, first value we have calculated, and write down plus, okay, here we need to go again over here and formatting. Once this formula would be written, then it would be easy for us to write the remaining part. Add, and for that these amounts would be used again. This is what you will do on your calculator. Okay. Second cash flow was, look, 3000. So you will post 3000, and this raised to power would become 2, and then your third formula raised to power would become 3, and third cash flow is 5000. In the similar way, you will write down your fourth cash flow. Amount for fourth cash flow is 7000. Write down 7000. For fourth, go for fifth cash flow, and amount of fifth cash flow 3, 4, 5 is 4000. Alright, and then last we do have sixth cash flow, and amount of sixth cash flow is 1000. Put it over here as 1000. Okay guys, we have completed our statement, and now we need to read it again what we have done on calculator. This was really important. I wish my system was active. Some bug is over here. Okay, so read it carefully. How to write it on your calculator. I am making it a little larger. Kindly note it down. You will have to put these amounts in the similar way. These are raised to power, and unfortunately this is not copied in the same way. Please give a little more time to make it raised to power, and for each we will be doing the same. This is raised to power 2, and then we have cash flow number 3. We will put it raised to power 4. Doing work, sometimes you can see that this we can ignore few things, but for me it is important to write everything according to standards instead of losing your attention. Sometimes it just shows how good your stamina is and how good your willingness to make accurate work it shows. So we are making our raised to powers according to formula. I would write it accordingly, because whenever you will see it, there would not be any point of confusion how to put these values. Okay, ji, our statement has been completed. In this way, you will put it on your calculator. Why I have written it? Because without it, you will not be able to write it correctly, and your calculator will give you an error. From here, we will see how to put these values on calculator. 2000 divided by 1.14 raised to power 1, close your bracket, and then you will add. So simply from here you will just start copying it instead of writing again and again. Okay, put it over here, change your second installment, that is 3000, and your raised to power would be changed to 2, and then your third value, third was 5000, then next is fourth was 7000, then you have your fifth value, After 7,000 it was 4,000, and it was your fifth value. Then you can see your sixth value. Sixth value of cash flow was 1,000. So note it down. 2,000 first cash flow, 1. 3,000 second cash flow, 2. 5,000 third cash flows, third. 7,000 next raised to power 4. 4,000 next raised to power 5. 1,000 next raised to power 6. So in this way you have got your answer 14,115. Let's get back and make comparison. 14,115 was your answer, and see if we have the same value over here. 14,115. Have you understood the sequence? And one more thing I would like to share. This was your E point. Look how many values we have written over here and how many values we have put on our calculator. The main thing which was needed to understand is not a single amount was posted in the wrong way, and we have taken extreme care. Look, on your calculator you will be putting these many amounts at the same time, and have you seen the correctness of your answer? Not a single digit was posted in the wrong way. So you have got your answer 14.15. Look, these are only 3 lines. You have written the formula, you have posted the amounts, how to put it on calculator, and finally the answer arrived over here. So these were part number E. We have completed A, B, C, D, E. 5 parts were present in this question. Here it is E part. Answer is 14,115, and this answer was matched as well, 14,115. 5 parts, and in this way your answer, your question has been completed. All answers were matched as well. 4 answer, 10,871 was your answer. First 10,877 in 2 ways you have completed. Then you have 2,000 for second part. This is your second part and 2,000 answer. Look, C part above of it is second part 2,000, and then you have 1,663 for C part. C part 1,663. Then you have your fourth part 9,713 D part. So here we have our D part, and answer is 9,713, 9,713. And we have solved 9,713 again with 2 different methods. Individual formulas were used and hybrid formula was also used. Collective formula used for the cash flows when they were similar, and individual formula, one individual formula was used when amount of cash flow was different. In this way, both formulas mean hybrid formula was used to calculate the amount, and in both ways you will get the same answer, 9,713. Finally, we were at E part 14,115. This is your E part 14,115 was sorted out. I am requesting you to please pick your calculators and make your practice. And up to here, it is a suggestion. Just pick your calculator and follow the sequence which is present over here. This way you can complete your calculator. Write down everything written over here to complete it. Learn how to put these amounts on your calculator. In this way you will be able to learn it well. What I was saying, just pause this video right over here. Take your calculator, start putting the amounts. You will not put this is equal to, it is only used in Excel. Start from first bracket, starting bracket, put 2000 divided by 1.14 raised to power 1, close your bracket. In this way put all amounts on your calculator and get your answer. If you will get 14,115, it means you have learned how to put these amounts on calculator. So 6.13 has been completed. It was having 5 parts. We have reviewed the answer as well, checked as well. All answers are in front of you, solution is in front of you. We have learned we can use individual formulas, we can use collective formula, or we can sometimes use hybrid way in which both collective and individual formulas can be used. So please note it down. This would be very helpful for you, how to put individual formulas, how to put collective formula for calculation of present value of an asset. 6.13 is ended. Solution is in front of you, but even then I'm requesting you to see if you have any difficulty, any misunderstanding, or anything you want to repeat. Just put your queries and share it with me through messages, text, or any medium you want to like, or you can directly meet as well. 6.13 is ended. We will surely be meeting again for the solution of any other question in future. Up till then, please take care of yourself, and I'm requesting you to please pray for me as well, and a humble request to repeat this question for 3 to 4 times. The main aspect of this question is to use calculator, requesting again and again take your calculator and put values on calculator and try to understand how to get your answer. 6.13 is ended. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your time. Allah Hafiz.